Hi everybody, today is day 3. This is the final day of my SWOT challenge. I really hope you've enjoyed every single bit of it so far. It is a really big part of your strategic planning. It's where we look at the whole business, the environment around you. It's really personal. If you're running your own business, you really have to be very honest for this to be able to work properly. So you really have to look at all your strengths. It is really good to get an external factor, somebody else to look at your strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes it's quite good to sort of reflect upon a friend or someone else a colleague. If you're working for yourself, this is probably a really good idea to share it. And if you're in a big organization, that's great because you can just pull together all your colleagues. Everyone's got their different strengths, different weaknesses. You've all got your viewpoints, you've all got your ears close to the ground, so you understand what's happening in the environment around you. So basically, I really hope that you've enjoyed doing it so far. We've looked at your strengths, your weaknesses, and your opportunities. So each day I've tried to end on a positive note from looking at the introduction to strengths and then looking at opportunities and weaknesses. So hopefully your form is looking something like this. So we have looked at all your experience, all your strengths, all your excellent bits of work that you've been putting together so far, and that's really good for you to be able to reflect upon it and think about your weaknesses, because it's like your anti-strengths. Let's think about where you've got weaknesses and where there's gaps, perhaps there's skills gaps, and then looking at opportunities. So we've covered all the areas where there might be some really great opportunities for you to find out different areas of your network. Perhaps there's market growth in a certain area. Perhaps there's opportunities you can take a hold of, especially if you're working as a team. There'll be people with loads of different ideas, ways that you can communicate better with your customers, ways in which you can work and communicate better within your organisation. Perhaps there's a newsletter that should be going out to staff. Perhaps there's a newsletter that should be going out to your customers to cover certain areas. Maybe there's opportunities where you can use technology to improve your communication to customers. You can use bots. There's different areas, different ways that you can use online. So there's loads of room for manoeuvre, loads of room for improvements within any organisation really. You just have to be creative and really step back and think. Writing a list like this is something that you should take time over. Yes, I've said get your pen and paper ready each day, but I'd really like you to spend some time on this. Come back to me. At the end of it, come back to me and share it. Why not? This is a Facebook area where I'm hoping that you feel you can share some of these things. It's all part of the challenge. I have made sure that all this will be in a PDF. So all the stuff that I've gone through on the computer, that will be accessible as a PDF for you to be able to download for free. So you can use the spreadsheet that I've actually created. So a nicer version of this. And please use it. And I really look forward to your feedback. If you'd like to ask any questions, please do feel free. So today we're going to go into threats. So again, this is an external factor. This is things like competitors. These are things that you have really no control of, but you're very, very aware of. So you need to make sure that you're very aware of the situation. And we're going to look at threats and then how this all pulls together. What is the point of doing all this? So you've identified lots of different areas where you can make area for improvements. And this is when you can start doing your goal setting. So where there's weaknesses, that is where you start to create your goals. So I look forward to doing that with you. We will go onto the computer now. So here we are on the third day and the final part of our SWOT journey. We're going to be looking at threats. So threats are external factors that we have absolutely no control over. Things that throw a spanner in the works. There are many. However, these are things that we have to keep our eye open for. Initial threat, of course, will be our competitors. So with competitors, it's always a good idea, something that I always do before I even start looking at someone else's brand is that we consider competitors. We do like an online analysis. It's really good to look at other people's brands, how they position themselves, what are their gaps, really consider what the landscape is for you in the market for where you are, see who your threats are, see where their gaps are, and perhaps put yourself in that gap. Perhaps there's things that are out of our control, such as price cutting. There might be supplier changes. Perhaps you rely on materials being distributed. Perhaps there's a shortage in something. Perhaps costs go up. They can be complete nightmares. So these are all external threats that come our way and that we should keep an eye on. I want you to perhaps list 3 competitors, look at areas that you can be price cutting, and look at your suppliers. Make sure that you've got materials for the next coming 12 months for your distribution, and look at technology. Are there developments? Are there areas that can be a bit of a threat to you? Think about your consumer behaviour. I know this sounds weird, however, different things influence different people in different ways. Perhaps their behaviour has changed, perhaps their buying behaviour has changed. So this is something that you really have to look out for and adapt to. List any consumer behaviours here that you feel are changing. Look at market trends that are detracting customers. Think about running costs that might be increasing. So all these factors, I'd really love you to look at your business, really be honest here, think about all the different threats that are external factors but have a great influence on your business. I'd like you to list down what these factors are, and then we're going to look at how we use all of this pulled together. So what's next, I hear you say? So you've got a fantastic grid explaining and listing all the different things that you have now really reflected upon, whether you're on your own, whether you're a sole trader, whether you're a big business and you've got a group of you that have all sat there and have created your SWOT. You should be really proud of yourselves, because that takes a lot of work and a lot of reflection time. So what we're going to do next, the idea is that it converts into your strategy. This is the very base of your strategy. You've looked at your competitors, you've looked at the environment, you've looked at yourself. So that takes a lot to do, and you really need to start looking at your strengths and work out how you can use them to take advantage of the opportunities around you. I really want you to look at what are the benefits there, how can you start setting yourself some goals around these so that you can know, you can be very, very focused about what's going to be coming up over the next 6 to 12 months. I want you to look at your strengths and combat the threats that are in the market. And we're going to use these as an analysis. This is so that you can start creating yourself, your objectives, your goals, really start listing all the action points, make it very succinct. Remember, we were talking about internal communications, external communications. Where are your skills? Where can you apply different skills from different people to help set those objectives? So you can start applying these objectives to certain members of staff, different areas, different departments. So really this is to help you and help your business grow. I really hope it's helped you. Even if you're doing this as an individual, looking at yourself, your business, or even your career really helps you focus your mind and how you're going to set yourself, your objectives and your aims and ambitions for the coming year ahead. So this is the end of our little SWOT journey, part of our strategic planning. I hope you found it really helpful. I hope you've done this perhaps on a piece of paper. I don't mind. We've done it on a board here. It should now be completely full. You've looked at all the positives, you've looked at all the negatives, you've looked at the threats. Hopefully this has raised loads and loads of really good ideas and opportunities for you, for your business, identified some skills gaps, perhaps identified some areas where you could make improvements. It really is a very creative process. You can keep working on this, but it's really to help raise those issues, those points where you can start focusing on your goals and your goal setting for your business. At the end of the day, we want you to grow, we want your business to grow, we want you to connect. I want your brand to connect with your customers. You need to have consistency. You really need to think about those goal settings. Think about what you want to make in 3 months. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to have in place? Set these as your goals. Make sure that perhaps it's 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. That's how I've personally broken down my goals, because I find that they're nice bite-sized chunks, things that I can focus on, deadlines that I can put my mind to. If I don't achieve that exactly, it doesn't matter. I just move that into the next 3 months. However, it gives me focus, it gives me drive. It means that I know what I need to do, what do I need to do and change about me, about my business, about my planning, to make sure that I step up a gear and make sure that I'm earning my goal setting. And that's what I'd like for you as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the SWOT challenge. I hope it's really raised some queries. As I said, just get in touch with me if you want to talk about your objectives and your goals. At the end of the day, I'm a marketing consultant. I've been doing this for 24 years. I've worked with loads and loads of different companies in lots of different sectors, education, healthcare, all sorts of different varieties. At the end of the day, this is a process. This is a process that's really, really important and really help you set your goals for you to achieve for the future. I hope you've enjoyed the SWOT challenge. Please do get in touch if you need to speak to me about any of your objectives for your business. I look forward to hearing from you. You can email me on het@rackham.co.uk, and I look forward to our next challenge.